Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 16th of June, comes to you from London. And of course, the big news is that the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 0.075%, so 0.75%. And that is really quite interesting when you look at this chart. I've done this chart this morning of the US inflation rate and the US interest rate, and this is the differential between the two. And actually, this is a bigger differential than we saw in the mid 70s. So there's a lot of catch up that the central banks have to do in order to address this surge in inflation. So if we take a look at what that means for markets, the dollar index, of course, is stronger on the basis of that inflationary rise, and the euro is back to testing these lows. And we've got a new downside target just on the verge of being activated there to 101.82. This 103 level was the target that was given previously. And of course, we've written our Euro report. If you want to, we wrote that back in March. If you want to see that, you can see that we've been giving targets much lower on the charts. Sterling sitting at 120.83 and just rising a little bit there, and 116.30. This is really playing out a little bit worse for the euro, with the UK Bank of England expected to raise rates today. That's going to support sterling a little bit, and the European Central Bank is a little bit more constrained with multiple countries to deal with. The Aussie dollar, quite interesting there. We're seeing that at 174 against sterling. Bitcoin was nudging that 20,000 mark yesterday, did actually dip just on the 20,000 mark. People were prepared to buy it there, but not a great looking chart at all. And we've got targets now as low as 11,000, 15,000, 17,000, 11,000. They're all there. The S&P 500 index jumped on that Federal Reserve move. Basically, the market feeling the Fed's doing something, but we're seeing the futures now back down 1.7%, and the Nasdaq down also 2% on the future. So looks like the market will just give up those gains today. The VIX volatility sitting at 31. So again, the market is fearful. The fear index above 30, and we're just seeing that gradually rising higher. The FTSE future down 1.4% this morning. The DAX in Germany, the cash market down nearly 2%. So really this shockwave's now just going through the markets. The Hang Seng down 2%. Japan was actually up 0.5%, but the only market that was up. India down 1.4%. And we see here on the short-term chart we're bearish, medium-term we're bearish, and that long-term chart now kicking through to bearish as well. We'll look at the energy mix in a minute. Looking at wheat, we're up 0.4%. This has been a major driver for inflation and food stuffs. And of course, corn also 0.5% higher. That trend looking pretty strong still. Gold sitting at 18.29. It hasn't really reacted as the way you might expect. Below 1800 we'd be worried for gold. So that's really going to be the level to watch. And 1875 is the level that we've got to get back above for gold to really run. Silver down 0.5%. And looking at US 10-year yields sitting at 3.4%. A massive upside target here to 5.5%. to be activated, so that's certainly going to be interesting to watch. Looking at the energy mix now, we've got Brent crude up this morning. It did fall away yesterday. We do have these downside targets on the charts. US nat gas sitting at $7.50, recovering after that big fall on the Freeport closure. Emissions sitting at 86.30. Whilst we're above 85, we're bullish. We went out to clients this morning and our morning report is bullish. Gas prices were a hard call this morning, but we're pushing higher, and we're seeing here that TTF now up some 15% on the day, so pushing higher. Those targets kicking in and really quite key there, and the same with German power up 5%. So we're seeing the energy mix kicking back, and if we look at the alerts, we see all these alerts coming in on the charts. So no big surprises here. Just keep watching those alerts kicking through on your news feed in Updata. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.